everyone, welcome to the next video in this series from Magical Worlds by Johanna Basford using Polychromos pencils. We're already halfway through the page and we have a very magical little bottle to colour today. Let's have a little look. Oh, it's got some little teeny tiny details, but that's fine. We'll manage. Just try and get you in the middle. There we go. I think that's near enough. Right. Now, let's have a little look. Now, I'm a little bit confused by the label on this bottle because of the shape of it. I think it's just like a sticker on the outside of the bottle. And we've got all these florals. Let's just go with some pretty colours. Oh, I've got cold hands. I often do these in pinks and purples, so I'm going to do it in a blue, just to be a little bit different, just for myself, really. So I'm grabbing the cobalt blue. Here he is. And I'm just going to get going, ready with the large one. I think I'm going to do the tip of each a little bit. How do I want to do it? Darker. The tip a little bit darker and then fade to the bottom as much as I can. It's quite fiddly. Just do the best you can and work through. I usually do it the other way around, I think. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know. Yeah, I think I normally do the top darker so that it looks like there's a bit of a shadow from the bit above. But as I say, just do the best you can. Just put a few more layers on the top. Looks a little bit darker. But don't worry too much. Yeah, my hands are cold because I've got the bins. Well, husband was late for work, as he so often is, leaving late. And it's bin day. And he always piles the bins in front of the car. And so I had to move them so he could get out. I just moved them into a different, I don't know why he doesn't put them up the path where they're not in the way, but he doesn't seem to like doing that. I need to ask him why, because I don't know if he's thought it through. I think he just does it because that's what he does, if you know what I mean. So I need to talk to him about it, because there's plenty of room to still walk past, and because they didn't used to be, but now we've got a new neighbour who keeps his bushes in his garden trimmed back a bit more so you can push them over. I'm just doing these top bits a little bit more, so then there's plenty of room. But anyway, there we go. Now let's have a little look and think where we're going next. I think we want some pinks and purples probably, and then we can mix it up in the jar. Where should we go? What sort of pink? I think a lightish pink. Let's go with the light magenta. Needs a good sharpen. Oh, sorry, jump scare. It's not what you signed up for, is it? Light magenta, and I'm going to do these two with a light magenta, so I am going to layer it up a little bit more in the centre and then put a bit less towards the tip. And you can use a darker colour in the middle if you want to. You could use the magenta, but that's a loads darker. Maybe the middle purple pink, but I'm just going to layer this one up a bit. Partly because it's a little bit easier, but really just because I want to keep it still quite light. I'm looking at the time. It's 9:37. My son's class would have started at 9:15. And yet, about 5 minutes ago, he messaged me to remind me that I needed to decide how much Christmas money he was having. I know, we had a conversation. He's not just being really rude. We did have a conversation about this before, because some games that he wants are going on special offer and he needs to buy them, or wants us to buy them for him. This is light yellow glaze, and what he can do is he can buy them and then put them, I just fancy doing quite a pale yellow there. Oops. Got two pieces of paper under the page. I've just knocked one with my arm, because one of them is behind this page and one of them is behind the next page, because I'm in the middle of colouring this page as well. You'll get to see it at some point. I don't think I'm not gonna do a reveal today. Now I think a light purpley colour, so I'm going for this violet for this one here. Yes, I was distracted myself here. My hands are a bit cold because I was moving the bins, but and it feels cold this morning. I'm gonna make that a bit darker in there. I'm just thinking of what colour to do those little round circles. I think maybe a slightly darker or more purpley pink. We can go for manganese violet, but I think I'm going to go for this one, which is the light red violet. Okay. It is a bit darker, but actually, as these circles are so small, having a darker colour might be useful for us because it will show up. Johanna's fond of drawing these, isn't she? But they're quite good to colour. They're so simple. All you have to do is pick a colour, which I know isn't always that simple, to be fair. There we go. So we're keeping everything in this page sort of pinks and purples on this design. And we'll do that also in our bottle in a minute. But I think we'd deal with, I'm thinking hard about those circles. I'm thinking maybe we'll do a few from each colour. So I'm going to start with the cobalt blue and do a few of these. That's going to be a bit random. So one here and one here. One here and one here. Then go for our light magenta. Now you might prefer to do these circles with glitter. Of course I wouldn't blame you one bit. But I don't know if I'm going to do any glitter. And then, oh, I'm using all my violet. I'm not going to use this colour because these are already circles. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. It made sense until I said it, and then I was like, what are you on about? But anyway. Now greens, let's move quickly on. I'm quite feeling like the leaf green is going to work quite well with these colours. I don't want to go too dark, and I don't really want the green to stand out, and I think I might just use the same green on all of them. So you see, I'm not taking the green all the way to the end because I'm going to put a lighter one on. Let's keep it gentle is my thought. Yeah, there's problems with the trains this morning. I'm not sure how easy it'll be for the boys to get home. But what's happened is there's a train that's broken down that's blocking a line. Fortunately, it's in the other direction, so the way they're travelling this morning, this is light green, and they are in uni all day. I'm just going to finish off all of these, which means that by the time they come to get home, hopefully it would have been moved. They reckon the disruption would only last till 8:30, but it's still going on now. What it means is that they're having to drive around it, and the route they have to take doesn't go via the stations they need. So I'm not sure. One of my boys can quite easily get a bus. The other one not quite so easily, but it's possible. So a little bit later I will have a look. But I won't have to worry about that until mid-afternoon, really. Now our little bottle, what my idea was to make it look a sort of magical potion-y type thing going on with our bottle. So I'm going to start with the light magenta and put some little patches of pink. You've probably seen me do this sort of thing before. and then just sort of fade it off now, like this, remembering our labels on the outside, and then here just a largish area of pink, and then just sort of fade it off a bit like that. And then we're going to use the other colours of our flowers. Now this cobalt blue is quite dark, but I think it'll work. I wasn't really too sure, but I think it will. I'm just going to do a fairly small bit there, and then we can do maybe a bit in this corner. But I've got to remember that there's got the violet next, and I'm going to put that here, sort of try and blend it into that pink. If they don't blend brilliantly, don't worry too much, because we can apply a little trick at the end. I'll show you. We'll get there. So there's that one. And then the last colour we're going to use is the light red violet. This is quite a big patch that I've left, but never mind, it will blend into these colours. And a bit here. Now, at this point you can do one of two things. You can use a white pencil or a blending pencil to smush it together. I think I'm going to use a white. I'm going to use a Prismacolor white though, because I want it to sit on top of what I've coloured and fade it back. This needs a good sharpen. Whereas if you use a Polychromos white, I don't know whether it's really going to do very much. This wants to keep breaking. Anyway, I'm just going to use it like this. And just put a layer of this on top. It's very crumbly, my pencil, I don't know why. And it just fades back, not only your colour, it smushes it up, and it makes it look more like we're looking through glass. Let me just sweep that off so you can see. Now the outside of the bottle I want to do in a little bit of grey. I want to keep it, it's still quite pale, so I'm going to use the Cold Grey 3. I rather like that for this sort of thing. So the lid to start with, well, not the lid, the neck I suppose, put quite a thick layer here and here, and then just fade it towards the centre, leaving a little white space. And then on the sides I want to do a similar thing. I'm going to colour in all the bottom, and then as I come up the side I'm going to leave a gap like that to make it look a bit like shine. Like that. And we've got to do our label. Now I feel our label should be a colour that matches all the rest of it. We could do a slightly paler blue. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try the sky blue. I'm just going to go over it all in a lightish layer, and then I'm thinking this bit might be a little bit darker in there, and this bit. There we go. And now we're going to grab a white pen. Where's my white pen? So yeah, and I think we want a small one. This is the Jelly Roll 5, and add some different detailing throughout. So I'm going to start here on the flowers and put some white dots around the centre of this pink one. I think it's quite good to go around the centre. Can look a bit like you've got some seeds or something there. We can do a few dots on this one like this, down the middle. You don't have to do this. If you like it plain, keep it plain. Now on the dots, I quite like to put a white one like that, but you don't have to do this. I'm using my teeniest pen nib. This is the number 5, so it gives us a smaller dot, which helps with the smaller picture. Now on here we've got all these patterns which we need to go over. I'm going to use a thicker nib for that. I'm going to use number 10. It's quite a big one, but I need it to show up. So I'm going to go over the top of Johanna's little dots and also the different stars and things that she's drawn in the bottle. Now you could do this in a glitter if you'd rather, or a coloured gel pen. You know, it's completely up to you. I rather like the white, but that's just my personal choice. There we go, and I'm actually going to go over the top of this black mark here, just because I think it makes it look a bit more glassy if we haven't got that really thick black line there, like that. That's just my personal preference. Some people like to go around the edge to make it disappear so it looks even more glass-like, because we've got no background. I don't think that's going to necessarily work. I have forgotten to do anything on this flower here. I'm just going to do a few little dots around the bottom. Now here where the dots are coming out, you could do those with a purple pen if you wanted to. You could also do some extra dots in here. I might do them in my pencil actually. So we did that one in the light red violet. I just put a few more dots just around here. Try and keep them a bit rounder than I did. You don't have to do this, but it just makes it look a little bit bigger somehow. There we go. I think I'm going to stop fiddling with that now. So there is our little magical bottle. So thank you for watching today. There'll be something else later, I'm sure, for you as well. But I hope that was okay for you. I certainly had fun. I hope that you have a super day and happy colouring.